And we are live, yes. So we're talking about where comets came from. I just showed you a video about the Oort cloud. I'll show you this one in a second. But occasionally, one of these gets bumped out of its normal orbit, comes close to the inner regions of the solar system, and sometimes close to us. Last class, I told you about Apophis, the asteroid that may hit us in 2034. We have since done better observations. We're pretty sure it won't hit us, but it's not a 0% chance. We're just pretty sure it won't hit us. It will come by in 2029. It's about the size of a football stadium, and it will pass underneath our communication satellites. So you guys all said you're going to be 29 years old in 2029. On Friday the 13th of April in 2029, make sure you're watching the news, and I'm sure it'll be big news because it'll be, wow, that's a big object coming between the Earth and its satellites very close to the Earth. Have asteroids ever hit the Earth in the past? Yep. In fact, we think that's how dinosaurs went extinct. All right, pick up your pencils. I told you about the asteroid. Here we go. Shooting stars. Shooting stars have nothing to do with stars. We call them stars, but they are really just dust and debris burning up in the Earth's atmosphere. In the same way as when you rub your hands together, you generate heat, the dust and debris hitting the Earth that fast, put the phone away now? Okay. The dust and debris hitting the Earth that fast, rubbing into the Earth's atmosphere, generates enough heat to actually cause the rock to burn and burst into flame. It's very hot. So meteor showers happen when the Earth is moving through a cloud of dust, usually left behind by a comet, but not always. You get meteor showers. Some of them occur at regular intervals. If you download an astronomy app, it will almost certainly tell you when the regular meteor showers are going to be. That means the Earth is passing through a big cloud of dust, and you'll see a lot of what we call shooting stars at night, but they're not stars. So, three terms: meteors versus meteoroids versus meteorites. What do we call a big rock in outer space? Begins with letter A, ends in oid. Okay, asteroids are big rocks. They're in outer space. Meteoroids are smaller rocks in outer space. They're pieces of rock in space. They're like asteroids, but they're more likely to meet the Earth's path. I remember that these ones are in outer space because asteroids are in outer space. Meteoroids, they both end in oid. Then, we call it a meteor while it's burning in the Earth's atmosphere. If any of it manages to hit the Earth's surface, and most of them do burn up in the Earth's atmosphere, but if any of them manage to hit the Earth's surface, we call those meteorites. That's what's left if it hits the Earth's surface. So the one that was in Russia a couple of years ago was a meteoroid, became a meteor, very bright, but part of it made it to the Earth's surface, so it also became a meteorite. So I have here, draw a diagram that shows a large meteoroid passing through these three stages. So here is the Earth. You all have a little half circle there, yeah? Or quarter circle. So in outer space, what do we call that one? This is a meteoroid. I'll emphasize the word oid. As it starts to burn, what do we call that? Meteor. What do we call it when it hits the Earth? Meteorite. That's the difference. The nickname for them is shooting stars. Shooting stars. Although, not all shooting stars are what you think. Put Put your pencils down. So some pictures. This is in Quebec. So here's a crater. We think it was part of a big chain, a very large asteroid that broke up, and it creates several large rocks that hit the Earth in separate places right around the same time. Barringer crater in Arizona is a very well-preserved crater. Dead center is where the object must have hit. So, what's the homework? I already showed you the Chris Hadfield video, but I'm also going to show you one more. So, folks, listen up. I'm going to talk for a couple more minutes and explain what you're working on. So I've given you two things. Can you look at this second one, which is called Section 11.2 Homework? Okay. You're going to need your textbook for this, and I don't know if I've covered every single one of these words. So if you're stuck on some of the words, if you go from page 382 to 389, it's got these. Specifically where you're going to need your textbook is on this second page where you're labeling the parts of the sun. This is that lovely color picture that you want to go. I think it's on page 384. This is the one I couldn't photocopy for you guys. So you're going to use your textbook for that one. Lovely little crossword puzzle as well. And that. Then the second assignment is called the solar system. It says, first of all, fill in the boxes with the appropriate solar system names. So Mercury, fill in the planets. Oh, sorry, Mercury will be the closest one right here. Then show where the asteroid belt and the Oort cloud would be found. I haven't talked about where the asteroid belt is, but I think you can find some of that information on page 384, 385, 386. And in fact, then what you're going to do is you're going to turn to page 386. So you have this chart. If you go to page 386, that's this page right here. What I'd like you to do is summarize the key information about each planet. What do I want you to write? And you can get all the information from here and all the data from here. You can go, where am I, Mr. Dueck? The solar system. So, fill in what key points. Color. Is there an atmosphere? Yes or no? If there is, what it's made of. Any markings? Relative size, whether it's the biggest or the smallest or how it's compared to the Earth. Is it a gas giant? Does it have a solid surface? Some of the key points. This is the stuff you're going to need to know for your test as well. Summarize it. So this partly you're making a bit of a study guide as well. Any questions there at all? What you're working on? Okay, I got one more cool video.